All right, sweet girl. So as you can see, I am on my break at work. And I wanted to record this particular entry for you because it's a little complicated. Um, you were born perfectly healthy. Everything was great. And then at about 6 weeks old, um, I found this lump on your side. You still have a scar from it, because you had surgery. So your dad and I actually freaked out when we found it. And we took you to the emergency room that night. It was October 19th. Your grandpa, daddy's dad, was actually down at the house visiting everybody. We had celebrated Lennon's birthday that week. Everything was great. And then we found this lump on your side. And you can kind of see, there it is. It's this egg-shaped grape-sized lump that we had on our 6-week-old. And we were nervous about it. So we went to the emergency room. They told us it was really nothing to worry about. It was likely a lipoma, but they wanted us to follow up with the pediatrician the next day. So that's what we did. I took you to the pediatrician. He suggested going to a pediatric surgeon. So again, that's what we did. We took you to the emergency room on a Thursday. I took you to the pediatrician on Friday, and then by Monday we were at the surgeon's office. The surgeon said to me, 9 times out of 10, this is likely a lipoma. So there's really nothing to worry about. So we scheduled the surgery for October 22nd, 2020. Um, Everything goes fine with the surgery. Mom, of course, is freaking out because I'm handing my 7-week old off to people that I don't know for a surgery to remove something. So we had to wait for pathology to come back. And I get a phone call while I'm working from home with you right next to me. It's not a lipoma that they have taken out of you. It's a neurofibroma. So I have all of these questions running through my head. I'm freaking out. I call your dad. Your dad comes home and we start making a plan. We have to see a geneticist to figure out what's happening. Um, and we actually got into the geneticist fairly quickly. We got in to see the geneticist on November 30th. And she said that with the diagnosis of the neurofibroma, it was likely that you had something called neurofibromatosis, which is a genetic disorder that can kind of manifest itself in any way it pleases. So we were kind of along for the ride at this point. We didn't know what was happening. Okay, so the geneticist takes some blood work. She sends it off to what's called GeneDx so that she can run your genetic report to see if it's actually in your genes. So we leave the geneticist's office and we're kind of in limbo at this point, waiting for everything. And I get a phone call from the pediatric surgeon again. And we didn't have a follow-up with the pediatric surgeon because he said that as long as everything looked good on my end, I didn't have to come back to him. So his nurse tells me that they sent your pathology report off to a doctor in Boston, at Harvard, actually, who is like world class. And we're talking to him about your pathology report. And he doesn't like that it's a neurofibroma. He instead says that it's a spindle cell sarcoma, which is a type of cancer. So we immediately go in to see an oncologist. And this time, Nana and Pa were down because it's Christmas time, and we decided that we weren't going to travel to New York for Christmas in 2020. They were going to come down to us. So Nana, Pa, and Lennon stayed home. Mommy and Daddy and Avery went to the oncologist in Greenville at ECU. We went and saw an oncologist named Dr. Beng Fu, F-U-H. And he kind of reassures us that everything's okay, nothing's really wrong. We're just going to do surveillance on the area, continue with MRIs and CAT scans and ultrasounds to see how things are progressing. Okay, so surgery on my 7-week-old. One diagnosis turns into another, which turns into more complicated things. So I've come to terms with the fact that my infant has cancer, but we're not going to have to do chemotherapy. We're not going to have to do radiation. We're not going to have to do any of that. So then we get the genetic report back. And after throwing out the neurofibromatosis diagnosis, it came back and bit us. And you have NF1. And we really don't know, Avery, how it's going to manifest for you or what your life is going to be like with this right now. As an 18-month-old, you just have cafe au lait spots, which are the little brown spots that are on your skin. At 18 months old, you're not walking and you're not doing a lot of talking. So the teacher in me has been proactive and has asked for a physical therapy evaluation and for a speech evaluation, because kids with NF1 are more likely to develop slower. There's a 50% chance that they will develop slower than others. Most days, I'm really good with your diagnosis. I can handle it. We're going to take it as it comes. You're seeing numerous doctors about it. You're seeing Dr. Cook, who is your oncologist, to make sure that the spot on your side stays clean and stays clear, because it's not spindle cell sarcoma. After they finally realized that you do have NF1 and it was a germline mutation in your genetics, they changed the diagnosis again for that spot. It is a malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor, which is likely to happen in patients that do have NF, so that makes the most sense. Pathology in Greenville at ECU confirmed it, and pathology at Harvard in Boston confirmed it. So you have a really good care team on your side. You see an NF specialist at Duke. You go for ultrasounds every 3 months. So you see your oncologist every 3 months. But it's hard because I don't know what the future is going to hold for you. And I don't know how you're going to deal with your diagnosis as an adult or even as a teen right now. You don't know any better, but kids can be cruel, and I hope that they're not cruel to you if you have neurofibromas on your skin. I hope that we have instilled in you how beautiful you are and how much we love you, and I hope that that carries you through in your life. And I want you to know that you are the most beautiful thing in the world, and I would not change you at all. You are perfect to me any way you are. Um, and your dad feels the same way, and so does your brother. Your brother loves you so much. He is your biggest fan. And I hope you realize that you have a lot of people in your corner, and we will help you any way we can to continue to make you feel like you have the support and the love that you need. And I know that this was really hard for me to get through, and I'm really sorry for that. I didn't expect the tears that came along with this. it's funny because your Nana struggles with this more than I do most days, and she's not even around you every day like I am. Um, but I just need you to realize and need you to know that I am in your corner, and your dad is in your corner, and your brother is in your corner, and we will do anything, anything possible to make sure that you are successful in life. This diagnosis is only a part of you, and it's not who you are. You're bigger than this diagnosis, and it might follow you around, but it's not you, Avery. You are special, yes, because you have this diagnosis and it's pretty rare, but that just makes you cool. And I want you to know that. And I want you to know that you're loved. And anytime you need a pep talk or any help, please, please come to your dad and me, and we will help you in any way we can. And I want you to know that I love you and I'm proud of you. And even at 18 months old, I could not ask for a better child and better children, including your brother in that. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask somebody. We will be as open and honest with you as we possibly can, and we'll work through this. I love you, little girl.